Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The case of Peter Obi being the anointed of God is almost being confirmed with the happenings going on in the political world. Now, some time ago when Ike Ekweremadu was arrested in London, Obedient members came out to tell Nigerians that actually why that befell Ike Ekweremadu was because he was lifting up his voice against the anointed of God, which is Peter Obi, and they said that anyone who lifts his voice against the anointed of God will surely go down for his sake. You understand? Now, they did mention some people who have been dealt with. Immediately they spoke against, Peter Obi, the likes of Mbaka, the likes of Wike, who lose both losing the presidential primaries and also the VP seat. They also made mention of Ike Kweremadu. But then question were also asked, why? How about Umahi? Nothing has happened to him. But right now, with the news you're going to hear, a moment from now, you will tend to believe what they are saying because it seems as if this whole thing is no more a coincidence again, but a reality. We're going to be looking at what has happened to Governor Umahi, Ahmed Lawan, and even Godswill Akpabio in a jiffy. Now, according to the news, the Independent National Electoral Commission has released a list and particulars of candidates vying for various positions at the federal level in the 2023 general elections. Con- Conspicuously missing were the names of Senate President Ahmed Lawan, former Minister of Niger Delta Afe Godswill Akpabio, and Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi. The trio has contested the presidential primaries of the All Progressive Congress, but may have been hoping to reclaim the APC senatorial seat after failing to win the top seat. Speaking on Channels Television, Politics Today on Friday, and INEC National Commissioner Festus Okoye said that the commission is not obligated to publish the names of candidates that did not emerge from valid primaries. According to him, he said if a political party submits to the Independent National Electoral Commission the name of a candidate that did not emerge from party primaries or did not emerge from valid party primaries, the commission is not obligated to publish the name of such a candidate, he said. However, Mr. Okoye noted that INEC has not published the final list of validly nominated candidates. The final list of validly nominated candidates will be published by the Independent National Electoral Commission on the 20th day of September 2022, and that is for presidential and national assembly candidates. What the Commission has published as of today complies with Section 29, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act, which says that the moment political parties comply with the provision of Section 29, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act in terms of the submission of its validly nominated candidate, that the Commission shall publish the personal particulars of such candidate in the constituency where the candidates intend to contest election. In other words, for instance, for a senatorial candidate, if a senatorial district covers 4 local government, we will publish the personal particulars of such a candidate in the 4 local government. So that is exactly what we have done. And we publish the personal particulars of candidates that emerge from valid party primaries, and that's what the law says we should do. So if the name of any candidate was not published, or if the personal particulars of any candidate was not published today, the implication is that such a candidate did not emerge from valid party primaries. Now, there are 3 persons whose name were not there. Talking about Governor Umahi of Ebonyi State, former governor of Akwa Ibom State, and the former minister of Niger Delta Afi. Talking about Godswill Akpabio, and also Ahmed Lawan, who is a Senate president. This duo, or these 3 persons, contested for presidency, and then they went back to their constituency to see how they can get back, the right to contest in the Senatorial district. But unfortunately, it seems it's not working out for them. I'm here with my colleague. We're trying to link up what Obedient members, that's Peter Obi's supporters, what they say. Do you think that there is a coincidence this time around, or is this a reality that we have to look forward to?
Well, the spiritual controls the physical. Yes, initially I would say it's a coincidence, but as times are unfolding, you begin to see that things are happening. Before now, Umahi's name was not actually in this whole list. It
Yeah,
was actually Lawan, Ahmed
Lawan.
Lawan in particular. Then Guinea was actually mentioned at Akpabio.
Okay.
That this issue that they will only look at, Guinea has always been very wonderful when it comes to the issue of Akwa Ibom
That's
state politics.
electoral. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like and it's very straightforward. So it's like, no, if this is the only names we know and all that. But Umai's own was very understandable, being that there was no fracas between the elected senator and himself. There was no disagreement of some sort.
Mhm.
They had an agreement. So it was really surprising that all of a sudden, Umahi, whose name was not mentioned, who's the person who picked the ticket, was comfortable relinquishing his ticket back to Umahi. His name is now being mentioned as one who is not even recognized. So we don't know, somehow you may say it's coincidental, but this event will always unfold that will make that thing happen. Just maybe there's something about this Peter Obi. Who knows?
This is quite interesting. Now, the Okoye Festus Okoye has taken out time to explain the reason why these people's name were not there. Do you think that is the case of Umahi? Why should the case of Umahi come in? Because I could still remember that they organized there was these primaries that was organized shortly when he came back, and the other
Yes.
guy stepped down formally, and
Yes.
then the election was conducted, and then he won. So the big question is, why is it happening? At least that of Ahmed Lawan with
Machina has
Machina had
refused.
been an issue. The same
Yes.
thing with that of Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom too, as for God's will Akpabio, there was one or two issues.
Issues, yes,
Yeah, though
that's
they
true.
said they met in a place and there was an election and all of that. But the guy who was before him said he wasn't going to step down, that it was his right and all of that. But the case of Umai, the guy stepped down for him, for him to take. But with what is happening, do you think that truly this is Obi, the god of Obi,
At work
kind of
here,
at work
because
here and all of that?
even the Peter Obi himself will always commensurate with those who loses their. Do you
Exactly,
understand? So
exactly.
he doesn't even rub the insult in. But I feel that there's something about it, honestly,
Yeah,
because if you look at the scenario of Umahi, he shouldn't even come into play, because
exactly.
the instruction given by INEC is, if you must, there must be a valid primaries being held, another valid primary being held, and the original winner should write a letter to them, to INEC, informing them that, okay, I am stepping down. This person is the original winner, and a letter also via the party, instructing them of same. And I'm sure if Umahi's relative was the one that did all this, would have by now done all the necessary requirements of INEC. So why is Umahi still in the picture? And that's why I still feel that there's this Peter Obi effect. Just maybe there's an Peter Obi effect that's going on here, honestly.
I would like obedient supporters to go to the comment section and tell us what is that thing? What kind of prayer did they pray that a lot of this whole thing is happening?
Honestly.
Though I know that Dave Umahi still have an opportunity because according to Festus Okoye, the INEC National Commissioner, he said that this is just to inform the constituency where these guys emerge from, that this is the person who had gone through valid primaries and all of that. But then that the final list will come out
In September.
September precisely. That's the day, the final list. So I don't know. There's going to be a lot of running around right now just to
Definitely.
see how they can fix things. But let's see how the events unfold. But I think this would be a warning to every other person out there who is having any intention to castigate Peter Obi, because if you do it, who knows what will happen to you. Let's leave it there. Go to our conversation.